What up, Broncos country? Welcome back to the channel. So here to recap the game 2 of the preseason for the Denver Broncos, where your Broncos scored 15 points, while the Buffalo Bills on the other side scored 42. Now, very lopsided score. I kind of figured it was going to be something like this because the Bills played all their starters and we had all our fifth stringers out there. So, but you know, it's kind of a wake-up call. And for all those fans that are freaking out that we got blown out in preseason, I don't want to hear it, because I literally just said it. This is preseason. It doesn't matter. But for the young guys that were playing for the Broncos, this is a lesson they can learn, you know. This is something they can take away. I think the biggest thing that I noticed out there was they were not tackling at all. They were tackling very poorly. And Josh Allen, he carved up the Broncos defense on that first drive. And then Case Keenum, you know, when he came in the game, he looked awesome. But, you know, the Bills, they were protecting him very well. He had a lot of time. And he was just finding guys and just getting big chunk plays. And, you know, that's a guy I wish the Broncos kept around. Not to be starter, but to be a backup. I think Case Keenum's a great backup quarterback in the NFL. But, you know, it is what it is. The Bills, in my opinion, are a Super Bowl contender. And they got their shit together. And the Broncos really need to learn from this and kind of go over the film and, you know, look what the Bills do best, because, you know, they're one of the top tier teams for a reason. So, anywho, going over the stats here, I think the best player for the Broncos was probably Brett Rippon. To be honest, he had 191 yards. He was 22 for 26. He had one touchdown, no picks. Josh Johnson, you know, he kind of separated himself a little bit in that backup quarterback battle against the Cowboys, but now it's right back to square one. I think Brett Rippon closed the gap. It's kind of up in the air. This final game is going to be big for both of them when we take on Minnesota. I still think Josh Johnson's going to get the backup job, but we'll see. But yeah. Let's see here. And the running game, we got to get the running game going still. I mean, Stevie Scott was the best rusher. He had 13 yards on 5 carries. That's just not good enough. Mike Boone, he had 5 carries, 11 yards. As much as we want to support him, I mean, he's got to pick it up a little bit. That's just not good enough. He had that one great play when he was making guys miss and he got the first down. That's about it. Other than that, the running game was just poor. But maybe the O-line's just not opening holes for these guys, you know. Then again, a lot of the backup O-linemen are in there. I know Quinn Miernes and Calvin Anderson, who might be the starting guard and tackle, were in there. So the rest of the guys, you know, they be them third stringers. Trey Quinn had the most receiving yards of any receiver. He had 47 for 5 receptions for 47 yards. Jalen Virgil, 2 receptions, 39 yards. I really hope they keep that guy. I think he's earned a spot on this team. He's been awesome this preseason. Darius Shepard, 3 receptions, 38 yards. Albert Okwuegbunam, 4 catches for 32 yards. Montreal Washington, 2 catches for 25 yards. Saubert, 3 catches, 17 yards. And then after that, it just, list goes on of guys who probably won't make the team. So I'm just not going to go on it. The only one I see here that most likely will make the team is Seth Williams. He only had 2 catches, 8 yards. Brandon Johnson could be a guy. I feel like they'll probably cut him, though. 1 catch, 11 yards. Anywho, defense, yeah, just the poor tackling here. Let's see, did we get any turnovers? Nope, we weren't able to generate any turnovers, and we weren't able to generate a single sack. So, you know, definitely won't be able to hold opposing teams to less points if you're not able to do that. I think the only starters that played were Deshaun Williams, and I mean, that's honestly about it. Schobert, I think he'll be a starter, but I don't know. I don't really see him that much. He didn't really impress me. So, hopefully, you know, that's just like a welcome to the team and gets it going. But other than that, yeah, it was just a bad game all around. Jalen Virgil, though, on the return game, he had 2 receptions for 60 yards. Pretty good. Montrell Washington as well, 2 receptions, 55 yards. So I think the Broncos, they definitely got some guys that are going to be able to return this season. Brandon McManus, he was 100% 3 for 3. He kicked a 55-yard field goal, which is nice to see that. Corliss Waitman, 2 punts for 104 yards. So, yeah, just a bad game all in all. But, yeah, let's look at the Bills stats before we wrap up shop here. Yeah, 16 for 18, 192 yards, 1 touchdown for Case Keenum. Matt Barkley was 7 for 8, 65 yards. Let's see, Josh Allen, he was 3 for 3, 45 yards and a touchdown. He's perfect on that drive that he did. But, yeah, I mean, the night before the game, I was like, do I have that feeling in my stomach that this could go haywire because they're playing their starters and just on the road, you know, even though it doesn't even matter. But I'm treating this like an actual game. But, yeah, I had a feeling that it had a chance to go bad like this, and it did. But it's a good wake-up call for the young guys. It shows them that they got a lot of work to do. I mean, a lot of guys or a lot of media is hyping us up to be a Super Bowl contender and everything. I mean, me personally, I just hope we make the damn playoffs. That's step one for me. I mean, there are some Bronco fans that, you know, are saying Super Bowl now, but I ain't saying none of that. No, let's get to the playoffs first. Worry about that later. I mean, 6 years off of not having a playoff appearance. I mean, it's been tough. So I just want to get to the playoffs first. But you need to have 53 players that are good enough to do that. You can't have 20. So these young guys need to step up, learn film or watch film, learn from it. Let's bounce back against Minnesota and let's kick some butt. Yeah, Gabriel Davis, he played like that first drive. That's about it. 2 receptions, 47 yards on a touchdown. So Diggs, 2 receptions, 33 yards. I'm not going to go through all the receivers. Let's see. I don't think they had a sack at all either. Nope, they had a sack. All right. Do they have an interception? No. Yeah, other than that, that was the game. Ugly for the Broncos, but thank the Lord it is preseason. It does not matter. So, going to have to just watch the tape and trash it and move on. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed the vid. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Other than that, stay safe, be good, and I will see you guys when we take on Minnesota next week. All right. Peace.